This is section 9.5, slope-intercept form. The slope-intercept form of an equation is in the form y equals mx plus b, where m represents the slope or the movement and b is the y-intercept or the beginning point. Alright, so we have an example here, y equals 2x plus 1. The 2 represents your slope and the 1 is the y-intercept. So in class I said find the skis, which crossing skis look like an X, and you need a slope in order to ski down. So if you find your skis, the X, the 2 in front of it is your slope amount, and your y-intercept is your tag-along buddy at the end. So in 1A and 1B, we're just going to state the slope and the y-intercept of each graph. So in y equals 3x plus 1, if you find your skis, that's the x. Your slope is the number that's with it, which is just 3. Your plus 1 is your tag-along buddy, so that's plus 1. Y equals negative 2x. Your skis are the x, so the negative 2 is your slope number. And you don't have a plus anything or subtract anything, so that means your y-intercept was 0. This second one, we have to first write negative 4x plus y equals 2 in slope-intercept form. So we need to get y alone. So in order to do that, we're going to add 4x to both sides. So then it would look like y equals 4x plus 2. So the slope number is 4, and your y-intercept is positive 2. So we're going to use those when we have to graph the line. So here's a 4-step process, so make sure you look at these when you are doing your homework. We have to graph the equation y equals negative 2/3 x plus 3 using the slope and the y-intercept. So first we know that the slope is negative 2/3, and you can bring that negative sign with the numerator or with the denominator. Just don't bring it with both of them. The y-intercept is positive 3. And the ordered pair for that y-intercept is 0, 3. So first we're going to go to our graph. Here's my y-axis, so I'm going to plot a point at 3. Then you need to use the rise over run or the slope to find the other points. So negative 2 was my rise and positive 3 is the run. So from my point at 3, I'm going to rise negative 2. So since it's negative, I'm going down 2. And then I would go to the right 3 for my run. So this is my next point. If I continue that pattern from here, go down another 2, to the right another 3. I can reverse both directions. Instead of going down and to the right, you can go up and to the left. So up 2, left 3, up 2, left 3. And lastly, we have to draw a line through the 2 points and extend the line. Make sure you have arrows on it. So use a straight edge, a ruler, a piece of paper, a folder, anything that has a straight line to it, and connect the points. And down below, in class we watched a YouTube video of a song that talks about these stages of graphing the line. So you can go to that YouTube channel again and watch that song if you wish. I will also post it on the Google Classroom so you can watch it again. So this was our huddle. So I'll just quickly go through what we did in class. My slope is 3/4. The y-intercept is negative 1 because of the subtracting 1. On this one, you have to get the 7x to the other side by taking 7x away from both sides. So it looks like y equals negative 7x. So your slope is negative 7, and the y-intercept, it didn't have anything, so it's 0. All right, the next problem, we have to graph the line. So first, plot your y-intercept, which is positive 1 on the y-axis. Your slope is positive 1/3, so that means I rise 1 and run to the right 3. So this point right there. And continue the pattern, so rise 1, run 3, And I could reverse those. I could go down 1, left 3. So your line looks like this. And the second one, I have this decimal here, so if I change that, it could be y equals negative 3/4 x minus 3. So first you're going to plot your y-intercept, which is the negative 3 on the y-axis. Go down to negative 3. My slope is negative 3/4. So that means go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and right 4. Or if I reverse the directions, I could go up 3 and to the left 4. That line's not straight. Let's try it again here. There we go. And again, make sure your line has arrows at the ends. So this is a negative slope, so it should be slanting downward. Then lastly, we talked about word problems. A kite is flying 60 feet in the air. It's falling. The altitude of the kite can be represented by y equals negative x plus 60. And x represents the time in seconds. So I need the slope and the y-intercept and what they represent. So my slope is going to be the number in front of x, which is just a negative 1. And that is how much it's falling per second. And the y-intercept is 60, and that is the original height of the kite before it falls. Okay, so 60 is your starting point, and then it's falling at a rate of 1 per second. The next one, to replace a set of brakes, an auto mechanic charges $40 for the parts, plus 50 per hour. Y represents your total cost, and it can be given by this equation, y equals 50x plus 40 for x amount of hours. So state the slope and y-intercept and describe what they mean. So my slope number is going to be the number in front of x, which was 50. And if you read the problem, it is the cost per hour. And the y-intercept is 40, and that was the cost of the parts. So if you notice, both rates and both slopes contain this word per, okay? So let's talk about 2 quick wrap-up questions. Which best represents the graph of y equals 3x minus 1? So you should first identify that this is your y-intercept. So this one's out because negative 1's right there. This y-intercept, negative 1's down here, so that's wrong. The positive, this is positive 1, so that's out. So the answer is J. Okay. And we could also make sure the slope is equal to 3. If I'm from this point down here, I gotta rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and run 2. 6 over 2 gives you a slope of 3, so that checks out. And the last wrap-up question, the cost of renting a cotton candy machine is $30 plus $5 for each hour. The total cost of running the machine is represented by C of H equals 5H plus 30, where H is the number of hours. What does the slope represent? So the slope is going to be this 5 number, the number in front of the variable. And it talks about in the problem that it's $5 for each hour. So that is letter B. $30 would be the cost of the cotton candy machine for no hours. So that would be D, the 30. H is the number of hours because that's our unknown. So the slope is the cost of each hour.